This painting has a secret sketch underneath. Hi, I'm Nonluck. A few days ago, I was messing around, and this painting turned out surprisingly well. So I wanted to share what I did. Qualifications? I did this once, and both the result and process was pretty fun. So the premise is this. Sometimes, even with no discernible object, lines can look pretty. For example, Cherry. When I came across Cherry's art, this is the first time I thought to myself, I understand it now. If I can make some pretty lines, if I make a painting out of it, wouldn't the prettiness of the lines transfer onto the painting? So I recorded my attempt and it turned out pretty well. So why not explain how I did it? The trick is, even though these lines look random, they are not random. The first line is the most important because you're trying to have an overall flow of where you want the eyes to go. But at the same time, you want to make it look like it's not intentional. I'm specifically using a hard round brush, but the only thing that is changing the size of the brush is the speed at which my pen moves. So I have velocity turned on. The faster I move the pen, the thinner the line is. So if you've ever drawn with gel pens or Muji pens, you know what I'm talking about. You have to make sure that there's some variety in overlapping, whether the lines are thin or thick. You have to make sure that there's some complex areas and some areas that have less lines to give it more variance. And once you got to the point where you think, these lines look pretty, obviously not as good as Cherry, but when you can see that, oh, I can see this in a hotel lobby. Yes, that's when you're ready to get to the actual painting part. Because the initial lines have a lot of intersections and an overall flow, you already basically did the main compositional elements of the art. But at the same time, because you don't have a structured, like, oh, I need to put the hand here, I need to put the leg here, it also gives you a lot of wiggle room. For example, I initially really wanted the legs to follow this curve here, and then follow the little lines with the hairs. I put the hands on this position to follow this curve. But of course, because anatomy is anatomy, I didn't bend the bones of the character. But it still has the overall feel of the flow. I would have never thought of this composition without doing this doodle underneath. So, I don't know, maybe this helps you too. My next video is going to be a long one on drawing every single expression I could think of. So, anyways, thanks for watching. See ya!